Hello. So I posted this album a couple of days ago, and I had a few comments and a few emails asking how I made the pages. I did do it as a live session, but for some reason, because I was so new with it, I couldn't figure out how to record it, so it wasn't able to be posted. So what I'm going to do is just share with you how I made it. All I'm going to do is make one page because I don't want it to be too long, and I've been told that I talk too much, so I just want to make it nice and short and simple. I'm just going to do one page like this. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to do it. It's very simple. For each page that you want to make, my album has 6 of them because I did one side for each month of the year. However many pages you want to have, you're going to need 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11 paper starting out for each page, okay? So the first piece you're going to cut down to 6 3/4 by 10. The second piece you're going to cut down to 6 3/4, and one is going to be 4 1/4, and one is going to be 4 3/4. Okay, you just need those 2 pieces and then this larger piece. So we're going to start off with the piece that is 6 3/4 by 10. And we're going to start with it on the 10 side, okay? And we're going to start by scoring it in half one time. Whoops. Score it in half, or score it at the 1/2 inch mark. I'm sorry, not in half. Score it at the 1/2 inch. And then we're going to go over to 4 3/4, because the finished size of our album is going to be, or the finished size of our page is going to be 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then we're going to go over to 9. Okay? And then all we're going to do is turn it and score it at a 1/2 inch. That is our scoring for this page. Can you see them? Yeah, they kind of show up. And then the last scoring that you need to do is you need to take your 4 3/4 piece and score it at a 1/2 inch on the 4 3/4 side. And then that's it. Then you can put these away. And then the last scoring that you'll need to do is however you're going to bind it. I used the hidden hinge method from Kathy Orta. You can use whatever method you prefer. Okay? The next step is to do just a little bit of cutting. We're going to cut that corner off just like that. We're going to cut that off like that. And then lastly, we're just going to remove this 1/2 inch of paper. And let me say that the way that I do it might seem like the hard way for other people, but this is just the way that I do it. And you could also, if you wanted to skip this step, you could just start with a pre-made envelope that you seal and cut one end open. I couldn't find an envelope that was exactly the size that I wanted, so I just decided to make my own. Okay. The next step is to do up our folds here, just like so. And then we're just going to go ahead and put a little adhesive. I forgot to fill my tape runner, so I'm just going to use this tape that I have out here. And I'm not going to use very much because I'm just going to make a sample one just to show you how to make it. So you're just going to put adhesive there and here. Okay. And essentially what we're doing here is making a large pocket. So this is going to be your big pocket. Okay. Then all we have to do is remove the tape backing. Just like that. Actually, before I put the tape backing on, I should have folded this just to make sure that it folded easier, but that's okay. Then all you're going to do is press that down like so. And then this is going to fold over the top of it. Just like that. Okay. Then, to help me remember where the front of my page is, I'm just going to put a thumb pull in it because I'm going to do that anyway. So there's my thumb pull, and this is the front of my page. Okay. The next step is we're going to take our pieces that we cut. This is the piece that we cut to 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And all we're going to do is apply adhesive to the bottom of that flap and to the top of this piece because it'll help it stay stuck, I guess. If you only want like a 1/2 inch, you could cut that down to a 1/2 inch so that you only need one piece of tape. I guess I just decided to work with a 1-inch piece of thing there. So now you're just going to take your paper, this is your flap here, and you're just going to apply it to the book. So there's your top flap, and it opens like that. Your binding is going to be over here. Okay. Then you're going to turn it over. And this piece, this is the piece that we did at 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. We're just going to fold that score mark that we made. And then we're going to apply our adhesive, if I can find it. What in the world? There we go. You're going to put your adhesive right on that flap. And then I just like to cut the flap to an angle. Okay. Then we're going to remove this. And we're going to apply this piece. I like to turn it around so that I can see the top of it. So right now I'm working with this. All you want to make sure is that you apply it to the top. So this down here is your top, like this. That's your top. So when it's folded like this, this is going to be your top. Just make sure that both your flaps open at the top of your page. It sounds more confusing when I try to explain it, but you'll get it when I show you. Alright, so now we flipped it over. This is our front. Our page is going to open like this. This is our top, and the flap opens like that. Okay, and then we have a pocket in here. And then we're going to turn the page, and this one is going to open like that. Okay, and your binding will be here. Okay, let me draw a little mark to help us remember. This is where our binding is. Binding, that's the binding. Okay, so this is your finished page. On here in my book, I made the patterned paper that I applied to it. I made that the pocket just by folding down the top corner. It's a decorative type of element. And then you can see it open like that. And then I made the pattern paper a pocket on the inside. And then you can see here is the big pocket. Okay. And then when you turn the page, on this side, I put the belly band, and then it opens and another pocket on the inside. And it's that simple. And like I said when I made this one, you can make it as creative as you want to. You could add more flaps, put a flap here, put a flap here, make this into 2 flaps if you wanted to, so you can have more room for pictures. This could be a double flap if you wanted. You could make more pockets. You could do all sorts of things to this one little starting piece that changes this book dramatically. Okay? So that's your album, or that's your page. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me.